sometimes in life you got to eat a salad, and after you eat a couple salads and the roof of your mouth starts getting all cut up from the salad, and the dressing ain't tasting good no more, then you go back to that pizza and you.
What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He fights Jake Paul on July 20th in a boxing bout that lives up to the status of his nickname, Platinum Mike Perry. How's it going, my man?
I'm doing very good, sir. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Very excited to talk to you. Very excited that this came together after the rumors a couple weeks ago. First thing, before we get to the fight, if Mike Perry is a platinum fighter, how would you certify Jake Paul?
Bronze, silver, maybe.
Okay, all right. Well, could have been worse. Could have been worse. I'll take silver. Mike, I always put out a Q&A for fans to ask a couple of questions. And beyond the actual questions, I think the feedback I got the most is just this like groundswell of support from Mike Perry to be that guy to make amends for all of the crucial errors that MMA fighters have made against Jake Paul. Are you feeling the enthusiasm from the MMA fan base who really believe that you're the guy who's from MMA who's going to go out there and knock out Jake Paul?
Yeah, I'm grateful, man. I've been on a mission the past couple years. Obviously I've been in the fight game the past 10 to 12 years, and you know, the mission changed once I grew up a little bit and I realized some things, and that's where I had my biggest lessons. And in the past few years, I'm 6-0 in boxing, and against some pretty tough competitors, against some real fighters. And Jake has earned his shot as well against me, and I have earned mine against him. The fight makes a lot of sense, and I'm focused and I'm doing everything I need to do, everything that I have been doing to win the past couple of years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm training hard, and I'm very excited for this matchup as well, which helps me train a little harder. And I do want to go out there and put a stamp on it, and but that's the way I fight every time. That's the thing with me, is like there was a reporter asked last fight, before my BKFC fight. He was like, are you guys gonna, like, at some point throw the game plan out the window and just go balls to wall? And I'm like, that was the game plan from the beginning,
Yeah.
bro. I'm going out here to put the platinum pressure on him and make him feel the pain. That is the goal. I want to put some pressure and put some pain on this kid, this Disney boy, and show him what a real fighter is. Show the world what a real fighter can do.
A two-part question for you here, Mike. What part of the bare knuckle game that you've been excelling at do you think is going to translate the best to a more traditional boxing match? And then where do you think you might have some challenges in adapting the style accordingly for the ring, for the style of fight?
Um, I'd have to say my ability to take punch, damage. That's always been there. I can roll with the shots like no one else, and you know, Jake is going to move well. He's got good footwork. He's going to, not try to engage in a brawl or a scrap with me. And I think I know, how to make it more my style of fight. I have to get in there and make it dirty, and that's going to take energy, which is what is done in training. I expend my energy now, and I waste some of it, and I use it as much as I can. And I sparred two. The guys I sparred last night together, I sparred 24 minutes, 8 rounds straight for me, and 4 rounds for one, and 4 rounds for the other. The second guy was fresh, and they were both added up to about 500 pounds of human beings. So they were very large, and I'm on a mission. and I'm super tough, man. Platinum is about like, platinum is a conductor. They use it the way that they use gold in electricity. It conducts, which means it absorbs. It absorbs energy better than anything else. And I can definitely absorb a shot, and I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I'm big
I
on
know.
like absorbing that
Yeah.
energy and then sending a spirit bomb your way, and looking to land some significant strikes on Jake, and I'm gonna give him hell, man. I'm bringing the pain to him.
Mike, one, I am so impressed that you managed to turn this combat sports talk into a science lesson. So thank you for that. And two, I love that we're on the same page. I was gonna save this question for later, but I'll ask you now. If Mike Perry could fuse with one other combat sports fighter, Dragon Ball Z style, to create the Ultimate Fighter, who would it be?
We're talking a real person.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta do the whole, fusion thing, man. You got the tips gotta
Okay.
touch the whole deal.
Jean, I love being Mike Perry. I really do. If I was gonna fuse with anybody, because I feel like I'm gonna go into this fight on some Mayweather shit. And I mean, for a better answer, what am I thinking? John Jones all day, bro.
There
John
we go.
Jones, me and John, fusion, ha.
There we
We
go.
What would that look like? Somebody draw that up.
Someone's got the DNA test on that too afterwards. I like it. Hey man, savagery, technical genius, power, the whole nine yards. I like that combination. Um, Now that I put myself off my list here, let me figure out where I'm at. Now I asked this one to for the reporter and me, but two just because I think everyone in the combat sports, especially the MMA community, is so thrilled to see you getting this opportunity after the work that you've been putting the last few years. Would you be willing to share specific ballpark anything about how much money you're going to make for this fight?
Well, it's not as much as some people might think. The bag isn't as crazy as they might think it is. It's right on line with my BKFC contract and my BKFC money. So BKFC is paying me well, and this is just more extra money in my pocket. Considering that I still have 3 fights on my BKFC contract, and this is just an extra fight that I get to add, and and the possibilities are endless after I beat Jake Paul, get another big boxing match, with some better pay or whatever. And it depends on the pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
I do get some points in pay per view for
Cool.
this, but I don't know how that will be. There's a lot of streamers out there who are stealing the stream. And so I don't know how pay per view is going to be, but my money's all right. And it's not like I'm about to go out and buy a mansion on the bay and get a yacht dock in the backyard. That's still a goal, and I'm working towards that. But that's a few more fights, and I just got to beat Jake first.
Okay, well, streamers, if you're a Mike Perry fan and supporter, maybe this is the one. All that money you've saved scamming the UFC pay-per-views, maybe you put them towards this one. Have you had time to watch the new season of The Boys in between preparing for this?
I have watched The Boys. What's his damn name? Bobby. That's my guy. Uh, I forget his damn name, but because there hasn't been a new episode for a little bit, so
Yeah.
I've watched it. I watched it like probably a couple months ago, and I seen all the episodes up to date. The last thing I knew was
No
the
spoilers here. Like
guy
some people
the
might not be
guy
able.
laser beamed someone and exploded them because they like hit his kid or they talked shit to his kid, so he
Yeah.
blew them up.
I
And then
think there are
everybody's
three
like,
new episodes out now. Just so you
I
know,
think I saw
there's
them though,
okay.
right? Like
Oh, I see.
that was the end of the last season, and then there was 3 new
Gotcha.
episodes. I
Gotcha.
think I saw them, but they weren't. I love that show. I think that show is awesome, and they should put me in that show. That's what they
All
should
right.
do.
Hey, oh
Give
wait,
me a
you know what?
superpower.
I like that. I was gonna ask if Jake Paul were one of the characters in the show. Do you know which one he would be? Because I have my answer.
Probably the invisible molester guy.
I was gonna say the deep, but you know what? That's
Oh,
definitely
the
an
deep.
answer too.
Yeah, the deep. But yeah, yeah, the deep. Oh man, the deep kills me, bro, because like he got his rocks off on a couple of the chicks just because he was like trying to get them into the league,
Well, well,
and then
there
he
were a
just
lot of
fizzed.
sexual there were a lot of sexual innuendos during your conversation with Ariel, the face to face. How do you keep a straight face trying to talk tough when
And I did forget to ask him too, like about Diddy parties. Like he was a Disney boy. I know he did went to some Disney parties or something. And Jake's a he's a straightforward guy. You know, he's just out here trying to figure it out like the rest of us. I remember that video of him being in the rain when the Mike Tyson fight got pushed, and he's wondering what he's going to do with his life. He needs an opponent and someone who's going to fight him. You know, in a similar way to what he thinks he wants, but I know he knows he's gonna run and he's gonna move and he's gonna try to not engage in a battle with me, and I gotta force him into that battle and see what he's made of and break him down and show him how new he is. So, I don't have a lot of hate for I don't have hate for Jake. I just genuinely love fighting, and I fight with an aggression and a passion like no other. And I'm gonna bring him full force July 20th, man.
you kind of mentioned it earlier in the interview about sort of maturing and growing up over these last several years. I want to sort of celebrate that, but to set it up, can you tell me a little bit, if you're comfortable, about at what point towards the end or after the UFC run you were feeling at your lowest?
I'm great, man. There's no, I guess Sean Strickland talks about it, and mental health is mental health, men's mental health awareness. Hey, women's too. Women are incredible. Like my wife is so incredible. Like how she could be so small and but tough, strong, and she shows me her strength in so many different ways. And it's a lot of mental strength where she doesn't let things get to her. Like she's been in my corner so many times and through tough fights and easy fights, and she deals with those nerves, and she believes in me, and just being married and having a family, it has taught me so much. It definitely gives me a little extra to live for. So those guys that might not have that, there's guys that have had families and they taken their lives. And men's mental health awareness is a very serious subject. It's hard for fighters sometimes. You have a tough fight and it didn't go the way you want, but things aren't gonna go the way you think they will go ever, really. And then sometimes you get more out of it, sometimes you get less out of it than you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay. It's the journey is amazing, and you should be proud of being yourself no matter who you are. And if you're just sometimes there's people that just don't have nothing to be proud of. They're can what I was gonna say, pizza eating, fat, sloppy, dirty. They got to clean up their life. I'm not trying to make jokes. I'm saying if you're in this position, you got to clean up your life. But when I was gonna say it, as soon as I said pizza, I'm like, well, you got pizza to be happy about. Like at least you could fucking eat some pizza,
This is true.
and it can be good for you. And then if it's not tasting good anymore, then clean up your life. Eat it. Sometimes in life, you got to eat a salad, and after you eat a couple salads and the roof of your mouth starts getting all cut up from the salad, and the dressing ain't tasting good no more, then you go back to that pizza and you enjoy. oh my God, the pizza's so good. It's like as a fighter, we do weight cuts, and this fight, I'm doing the opposite of a weight cut. I'm doing a little bit of a weight gain. I'm maintaining my weight right where it is. And I train hard and I eat and I train and I eat and I take, I'm doing my supplements and everything I need to do. I don't have an answer for I just want I just want people to know that, no matter what position someone might seem like they're in, we all have our struggles and we all have our battles. And just me, I got this tatted on my arms at a young age, relentless warrior, and it's just a reminder that I can never ever give up, because I just got to put one foot in front of the other. Keep taking steps towards whatever might be in front of me, whatever might be a little better, little ray of sunshine. It's worth it. The little things in life, they're so worth it.
Mike, I want to thank you for sharing that. It's been really refreshing to see guys like you and Dustin Poirier, some of the most badass people on the planet, talk about shit that normal people go through. So I really do appreciate that. I do want to end this on some light stuff since you've been so generous. So I'm just going to run you through some off-topic stuff and we'll get you out of here. First, I would like you to rank these 3 Mike Perry face-offs. 1, you thought you had a friend boy before screaming in Lim's face. 2, eating the chocolate bar and telling Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts that you'd eat him alive. And 3, taking the Polaroid of Alan Joban. How would you rate those 3?
1, 2, and 3 for sure. The 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 thought you had a friend boy was a plan of mine. I said when I was like 1-0 as pro MMA, I was like, when I get to the UFC, I'm gonna dodge the dude's handshake, and I held on to that until I got there. And as soon as I got there and I did it, it was hard to have another idea. They didn't really catch on to the hot chocolates part. People didn't really get on to that one. I'm like, at least I did something, right? And then freaking Joe Ban, man, that guy, he's still mad at me, bro.
Polaroid?
He's still mad at me, and like, you know, whatever. I've come a long way, and in the sport of boxing, just punching and brawling, it's been my world lately, and it's kind of been going this way for me. And I'm somewhat of a modern day Mike Tyson.
I like it. Speaking of coming a long way, I feel like your friendship with Brian Campbell is trending in the right direction. Tell me a little bit give me your real thoughts on my coworker here.
I like Brian Campbell. He's a nice guy. They say the hard things over there sometimes. What's not.
Morning Combat?
Yes, at Morning Combat. A lot of media sometimes. I try to give people my best self and be as nice as I can. And Brian asked me a silly question one day, and I didn't know who it was because we were just doing like a phone call, right? It wasn't like a face to face like this. Might have been a little harder for him to do it if we were face to face. But he asked me a tough question. I don't even remember what it was. I know it was like, I don't know what it was. I forget. Yeah. But
I honestly just love your appearances on there. It's good fun now.
It's all good, man. Morning Combat, I got my support, and I appreciate their support. And I know the whole world's backing me. And it doesn't matter. I still got to do my job at the end of the day. And speaking of that, I do got to go train. Right now, my coach is going to be waiting for me at the boxing gym. So I'm about to go get it in.
Okay, last thing, because I want to let you end on this, okay? From what I understand, shout out to Alex B. This is a very important quote to you from Bruce Lee. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Take us home. Why does that mean so much to you?
Bruce Lee was a smart guy. Someone who was in the movies but gained the respect of real fighters. I think that's a challenge in itself. And I think a lot of fighters would you know, he did it without getting other fighter. I don't know what he did. He just said some great stuff, and I think that was great because life is hard, and you need to be able to deal with it. It kind of goes back to men's mental health awareness. You just sometimes we make things bigger than they are in our own minds, and if you really just take a step back and breathe, you can see that it's no big deal at all. It's not like you have a gun to your head. So if you do have a gun to your head, then get some help. Try to fight that. I don't know what to say to that. I don't mess with guns too much. Convicted felon, so I did that one. Uh, protect. I gotta find different way. I always think if I had to, I would throw my cell phone at someone's face so hard that it would hurt them and give me a chance to get my hands on their gun if I had to. And I hope I don't ever have to do anything like that. I want to fight people in sport for a paycheck to entertain the fans the best I can to the best of my ability. I give it everything I got, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.